Hey yo, mic check. What's up, everybody? This is Shivani Kadam, and welcome to the first ever episode of No Hard Feelings. How's everybody doing? Have you guys gotten your heart broken? Dark humor alert there. So, this episode is going to be about 5 red flags in relationships. If you're in a toxic relationship, this is for you. And if you don't know if you're in a toxic relationship, this is also for you. So, what are you waiting for? Music.
Everybody's talking about me. Everybody's too blind to see. Be your own priority. Everybody's talking about me. Everybody's too blind to see.
To begin with, there is a huge difference between relationship and dating. It is good to be aware of the red flags initially when you begin the dating phase, or you're seeing someone instead of having to be blindsided when you fall in the relationship. Relationship is delicate and a sensitive affair, yet a free space shared by two individuals that expect time, respect, understanding, and communication for it to work. Love being the ideal base on which you construct the 4 pillars of your relationship with your significant one. Now, relationship means with anyone, okay? Your family, mom, dad, brother, sister, friend, teacher. Basically, a bond or a rapport you share with someone. Ideally, though, most relationships have their own set of bonding scenarios as compared to the lovey dovey cupcake love stories. Hence, today I'm going to talk about 5 major red flags in a relationship that will help you to save yourself from a future trauma. As they say, prevention is better than cure, my friend. Let's dive right in. Now, before we start giving out reasons and highlighting the potential red flags, I want to specifically ask you to think about why. Why does someone do that? Think about it for a minute. Sometimes it so happens that your partner may be going through a potential mental breakdown which they are unable to get out of, and in order to save you from getting sucked into the drama, they will want to push you away out of love. This happens to most of us. Asking why is extremely important because life is not black and white, especially relationships these days. And I'm sure we all will agree to that. We are gray. All of us are broken individuals going through life alone, depressed, insecure, bullied, abused, cheated upon, left unseen, and I can go on. So it is your responsibility to find out the why behind the red flag. Then the why will help you take your decision whether to continue to be with your partner or it's time to break up. Now, if we are clear here, let's go. Number 1. Your person threatens to break up with you all the time. A relationship will always have its ups and downs. But to feel as if it's on the brink of falling apart every time you disagree isn't good for anyone. The word threatening itself is a red flag. If you are in a safe place and you continue to build this place for one another, then what is the need to threaten each other? What is the need? There is no need. Threatening is a form of insecure dark behavior. It is a pattern which walks parallel to blackmail. When you say you're going to leave, there's nothing more to talk about. When you act as if you're ending things, even if you don't intend to follow through, you prevent the real issue at hand from being processed and addressed. This pretty much guarantees that you will have the same fight over and over because it never gets resolved. Say, for example, you might have heard them say, I will slit my wrist if you don't come to my place right now. If you don't stop this behavior, then you will never see me again. If you don't leave the party and come home to me in the next 10 minutes, this will be a last call. Mistreating, threatening, making your partner feel afraid can be abusive. There's a difference between a couple who's having problems and is genuinely considering moving on the past unresolved issues and someone who repeatedly threatens to leave in the heat of an argument. Don't be that person and don't allow this person to get under your skin. This is a torture in the long run, and the victim can develop mental health issues over the time. Number 2, they blame you during every argument and never apologize when they are the one who messed it up or started it on the first place. This is common as long as it is not recurring behavior pattern. We are not running a military school in a relationship to cut someone off right away if they do not apologize to you for something they started or messed up. For example, a woman who tells her partner, "You never listen to me," maybe is expressing herself critically, but in another sense, she's also communicating something that they want to be heard. Likewise, a man who tells his partner, "You don't have any respect for me," is perhaps exaggerating or even choosing to ignore the times that his partner has shown their respect, but again, is also expressing something else, a need that they feel isn't being met. It is okay. Understand the why here. In this case, resolve, meet each other's needs, forgive, forget, move on. But if you think this behavior pattern happens all the time and somehow the situation is turned back at you for some serious allegations, from small things to big, you may feel that in addition to being critical, they are simply unfair. You may feel that the blame is constant and wide ranging, that they blame you for not doing your household chores well enough, then buying the wrong thing at the shop, then even for things that aren't anything to do with you, for having them to have to wait in the restaurant for an hour, for missing back-to-back calls, for having a good time with your friends when they are drowned in work or they had a failed day, for extending the stay at your mom's house, their career, their mood, their other relationship. Fill in the blank. You, the listener here, know what to fill. If this is the case, it would imply that your partner is using you as something of an emotional punchback, blaming you as a way of making you feel small or in order to work out their own frustrations. Then it is definitely a red flag that you are dating an immature person who is insecure and does not realize the depth of their mistake, let alone consider your side of the story. This is an emotional abuse. It is a behavior that is controlling or coercive behavior that has the effect of making you feel you aren't allowed to make your own decisions. And it's not something that's acceptable in any relationship, okay? Listeners, whenever you have a fight, the argument should make sense, and both of you must be on the path of resolving the issue instead of making things worse or pushing it to who pins the blame first. That's not right. This is no race about who's right here. It's about understanding there's a problem, and we, as a team, need to solve it even though one of us is at fault. Do you get it? Number 3. Demeaning you and making the relationship all about themselves. Relationship is supposed to be supportive and fun. But when your partner turns it around and makes you feel sad for being a certain way, or acting like they have an authoritative position over you and making funny remarks based on your monetary status, even as a joke, belittling remarks like, you're so dumb. Or, you would be more attractive if. Why are you dressed like a hooker all the time? Looks simple. Why can't you be ordinary for once? Hey, why are you eating junk all the time and adding up to your weight? You know what? Nobody takes you seriously. Do you even know to light a cigarette? Might be mistaken for harmless joking or constructive criticism that makes you second guess yourself and wonder if there is any truth in it. Therein lies the danger. Over the time, the cumulative effect of belittling causes harm by wearing you down and slowly chipping away at your self esteem. Expressing your concern in a constructive way is one thing, while the above sounds extremely terrifying and scary coming from a person you love. Think about it. Things get shaky on the within, and your partner, who is supposed to be a friend and a safe place, suddenly feels intimidating. So, there was this time I was sitting in the car with my ex boyfriend, and we were recovering from a fight when he said to me, "You're so lucky, right?" And I asked, why, man? He says, "Because you're dating a handsome, good looking, charming boy like me." And I was taking it as a joke because I thought this is his sarcastic way of getting me to laugh and he's acting funny. But he didn't stop there. He said, "Look at you. You're dusky, struggling in life. You have so many issues going on right now, and you're such a mess. While I am an NRI, I'm fair, I'm rich, and I can get you settled in a blink of an eye." At this point, I couldn't believe him for acting so cheap. He clearly wasn't supportive of my job. And just for the records, if he's hearing this, he is living off of his parents' money. While I had been struggling to make something of my own without my parents helping me out. I'm trying to make a point here that you must leave right now. I mean, call your pals, announce SOS. This is not cool. Calling out on your partner based on their color or talking about how much they are struggling in their life, trying to make the ends meet in a negative way and a shallow way is no support. A relationship with someone like this guy is not going to lead anywhere. Respect is the key, and if you do not know this basic ingredient, then there is no point in being in this relationship. For real. Number 4. You are their ATM. As much as I want to stress upon equality in relationship, not only based on color, social status, religion, ethnicity, culture, habits, it is extremely important that you know you support each other with respect even when they have money and even when they don't. Do not look down upon your partner if they are struggling with making money at any point. It is not showing their poverty, but it is showing how poorly insensitive you are as a human being to judge them like that. We all want to be there for our loved ones, especially when there's money involved and they are slacking. But if you are paying all the bills, taking care of two individuals all the time, then you are making a fool of yourself, my friend. Remember, in the beginning, I mentioned ask this important question: why? Ask why are they performing poorly when it comes to money? Are they lazy? Are they procrastinating? Are they saying they are working hard but really are just smoking weed or doing the other drugs under the blinds of calling "I'm stressed"? Yeah. Then you shouldn't be helping them with money. Let me ask you this. Why shouldn't you? Because earning money takes efforts, hours of slogging in the office or whatever job you do. Don't blindly start supporting someone because you see they need help. Let them struggle a little bit. A struggle always helps any human earn what they deserve and makes them a better person in life. If people get it easy, then people don't value it as much. Simply because they don't know how to live otherwise. Plus, you would be proud to watch them come through and it'll help your relationship strengthen as the bigger picture. And if you really want to help them, like you can't see this misery, then simply give them an idea or solution or direct them to the correct path. Let them take the effort to make it to the finish line. Let me tell you this. Have you seen any coach play the game for the athlete in the Olympics even when the athlete is injured? No. Coach always guides the individual, shows them the path. The athlete has to make the effort to win the game. Same applies in the relationship. Unless it is a life or death situation, don't let someone use you because it is easy. You are not easy. Be wise. Number 5. The way they treat you in bed. Now, this is the most important one. Like, if you cannot guess by anything else, you must guess it by this last one, that you're in a toxic relationship or no. Because there is no hiding in bed. You're not only naked, everything else is. So let's check out what's going on. Nobody wants a selfish sexual partner. Sex is not what you watch on the numerous available illegal porn sites. Sex is a form of connection and an act of making love even during a hookup. Let me tell you that. For real. Discovering each other and your individual sexual pleasures, having your best babe by your side is the dream sex we all are looking for. But sex isn't enjoyable when you can tell that your partner doesn't care about your experience or your desires, your pleasure, or your orgasm. It's not fun when you're expected to do all the initiating and all the warm up. Or if you're expected to lay back and let your partner do whatever they want. Bossy in bedroom is one thing. Controlling is another. And finding a middle is important. Remember, know the why. Know the why. If one of you is submissive and the other one is dominant, or you two switch places depending on your moods, you and your partner have all this figured out between the bond, then that is okay. It is called mutual or your style of making love to one another. But being too controlling and getting angry during the intercourse is not cool. Abort the mission if that happens. For example, now this is serious. Slapping you on your face, calling you a slut or using abusive words, calling out on a situation that does not even involve you, holding you by the neck to a point where you feel choked, pulling your hair in the heat of the moment is all bad sign or rough sex. Unless you approve it and you are into the kinky sex style as your partner. But otherwise, if you have just started discovering your body during intercourse, I'm sorry. This is not the best experience. A partner who cares for you will take you slow and vice versa. Making each other feel comfortable is the key. Taking care while having sex with each other is a good sign, like sliding a pillow beneath the lower back of your partner, choosing the right condom, keep some conversations going. If either one of you is confused, and most importantly, understanding your partner's body and helping them understand your body if they slack. It is okay. It's all part of learning. But anything that is making you feel yuck or in the mind, then do not try to reason it. Just leave, knowing it is a bad sign. For example, here's something most girls have gotten asked by their male partner, which is a major turn down and a disrespectful act. It's not normal, and let's not normalize this. Let's have sex without condom? No. Unless you want to have a child, or don't you want to be aware of the STDs? You must, and I cannot stress enough, you must use protection. Or if they say, hey, I'll pull out when I'm close. Still a no. Can we go oral after wearing the condom? No. Latex allergy alert. Speaking of oral, do they expect you to go down on them even though they won't go down on you? That would be another glaring red flag. Sex has to be a two-way street at all times. Otherwise, there is no love. If they are not 100% in the mood when you initiate, they'll turn you down without a second thought. Or they might get upset with you for even trying to initiate in the first place. Turning down a partner's initiations is perfectly fine. It happens, considering our lives and our priorities. And as a couple, y'all need to find a middle, but be compassionate towards each other while you're doing that. Like I mentioned, sex is an act of love making, not an act to release stress. That comes complimentary, and it should be treated like that, period. But I'm talking about consistent, unapologetic rejection. Sometimes this is about disregard for your desires, and other times it's about wanting to be in control. Like, I will decide when to have sex, and if I'm not in the mood, then bye bye. This is not the attitude. Especially if you treat sex like love and connection, the feelings ooze out naturally, and such weird acts do not even take place. Lastly, it's obvious that you shouldn't ever be with a partner who forces you to do things that you have said no to. But disrespecting your boundaries can happen in subtle ways too. Beware of that. Does your partner ever push you to just try it, even if you've said you're not interested? Have they ever said something along the lines of, can you do it for me? Or, you like it, I promise. Let's just do it. Nada. To sum up, do you ever feel rushed or hurried when you're together? If a partner is in any way demeaning of you, it's time to send them packing. Bye bye. This might include insulting or derogatory comments about your body, your orgasmic timing, or your sexual skill level. That's all toxic. Don't hesitate to say adios, amigos. With that, we are at the end of this episode. I hope you guys got some insight on the 5 major red flags I've mentioned here. And if you'd like to help me out and give me insight about any other flags that could be added in the top 5, then please go ahead, write to me. I would love to listen. Or if you have something you want to share, go ahead, drop me an email, or you can send me DMs. My social links are mentioned in the description of this podcast, or you can find me anywhere with the name Shivani Kadam or Shivani YDBK. Stay alive, stay healthy. Your life is a gift and it's not to be wasted. So enjoy it. If you're facing problems, chalk yourself out. You don't have to worry or hang on to some people just because you're attached. Find ways to loosen up. You are responsible for your own happiness, and always remember that. There's no other way to put it. Okay, so I hope this has helped you and inspired you to be at a better place in your life. And with that, I will see you next time. Take care, amigos.
Everybody's talking Everybody's too blind to see. Ay. Be your own priority. Ay. Everybody's talking about me. Ay. Everybody's too